Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're back, TitleTown headquarters, with another episode today. A little bit of a switch up due to some weird immune system circumstances. Cam will not be joining us today. Scott will be in on the full episode. Scott, how are you doing today?
Doing good, guys. How are you guys doing out there?
I'm sure they're doing good.
I hope so. Well, they're looking at our faces, so they're probably not feeling too good right now. Yes, so tonight we will be discussing amongst each other. There will be no debate. We're just going to kind of talk about something that's been bugging the hell out of us for quite some time now.
We really just need to get it off our chest.
Yeah, essentially. So there's no punishment tonight or anything.
Yeah, there's not going to be a winner and a loser.
Cam's really going to take it up you know what
so
I'm saying, next time around.
If you saw, he lost the last episode, and he would be doing his punishment right now. We can't reveal to you what that is, because I don't even know what it is yet. But Scott said it's going to be good, so he's going to make it double as good next week. But yeah, so we're just going to chit-chat for a little bit. We really wanted to talk about one of our favorite sports teams in general, but it's been hard the past for a long time. The Chicago Bulls.
The Chicago Bulls.
They've been really just, you know what, they just hit home, but damn, they suck.
I was doing that.
Damn, they just hit home. But they're bad. And they've been bad for a while.
That's an understatement.
Yeah. And so I guess we want to start with, I want to ask you, not just this season, not particularly this season, but kind of where do you think it went wrong? You know, because when you go back almost 10 years, Bulls, 60 wins, they're playing for the Eastern Conference Finals. You know, and here we are, barely trying to scrape up 20 wins right now, halfway through the season.
I
know, it's tough. It's tough.
Where did the Bulls go wrong? There's a few answers to that question, and I think it starts with the
top of the shelf.
Top of the shelf. You're talking about the Reinsdorfs, who are cash-grabbing human beings.
They're penny pinchers, man.
And then where do we go?
Then
Mr.
Paxson. Then you got Paxson. Executive Vice President of Operations.
Operating what?
Right. Yeah, I feel like he's been there too long, to say the least. But, yeah, I mean, you know, Reinsdorf, he's going to be there forever. It's a given. He's he's going to be in Chicago. Him and the White Sox and the Bulls, they're going to be there for almost ever. And if not, his son Michael is going to be there forever. But after that, like, people are expendable.
Yeah.
You know, and the first name after the Reinsdorf was Paxson, who would be the first one off of our list on the to-do list this summer, right?
I would hope so.
Like, it's got to be at least a topic of conversation for them.
And a lot of what I'm hearing is that he's going to move into some sort of separate role, or what I've been reading. And that's part of the Bulls. There was some sort of release of information that they were going to make some huge front office adjustments this summer.
Per your sources, right?
Per my sources,
right,
yeah.
Right.
So, shout out to,
You don't tell people your sources. Especially not on camera.
Yeah, my bad.
Anyway.
But yeah, they're going to do some shakeups, and I think a lot of people are anticipating that Foreman's going to get the blunt of the punishment there.
That's
and probably
fair.
lose his job.
It's about time, though.
Yeah, they'll move Paxson into some sort of different role, and then they'll bring in somebody else to do the operations. And I think that's a positive first step, because the decisions these guys have been making it
makes me sick thinking about it.
Well, yeah, and you can't judge them off every decision they've made. I mean, I think while trading away Jimmy Butler was one of the hardest things, I think, as a fan that I've ever experienced. At the same time, they picked up Levine, they picked up Chris Dunn, who's having a good year, and Lowry.
I think the haul that they got for that trade was worth it.
Considering Butler's been on, 3 teams since that trade,
yeah.
So I think shout out to him. He's one of my favorite players. But
the hardest thing for me was when D-Rose first got traded. Even though he wasn't even playing good, you knew it was coming. But, dude, he put them back on the map. And now that he's gone, ever since then.
But back to the point is, we could cry about Derrick Rose all day. The front office just needs some sort of revamp, and I think that there are signs that that's going to be done in the future, but God, just get it out of the way for the love of God.
Yeah,
it's so painful to watch this.
At this point, it's to the point where like we've seen the photos. I mean, they're not even packing half the stadium. People are not coming to watch the games, and that's important to the Reinsdorfs. And I think it's finally taking a toll, and they're kind of realizing now, like, okay, something needs to be done. I think, like you said, Paxson and Reinsdorf, they're close. I don't think they're just going to write off Paxson. But Gar's gone. He's got to be gone. I think Boylan, you got to let go because he's not helping that team at all. I like the guy. At first, I was like, yeah, tough guy. Make him run suicides, Make him do the hard work. But, like, he didn't do anything after that to keep him, motivated, to keep him going. And, looking at the roster at the beginning of the year, specifically this year, you're looking at it like, they have a decent team.
Right, you would think.
On paper, you're looking, Chris Dunn, well, depending on who you think is going to be the starter, but you got Dunn, you drafted White, and you got Sadaransky, and then Levine, Valentine, Otto Porter. We knew he was hurt. Was he hurt over the offseason?
No, he started the year.
Yeah, that's right. So you had Otto Porter, Levine, Wendell Carter. You got Gafford. I mean, your team wasn't bad. There was definitely a playoff hope team.
Yeah. Well, they got riddled with injuries, and that's one thing that Gar Packs, as many of us Bulls fans call him, have fallen back on.
Yeah. They rely on that for any excuse of any topic that concerns the Chicago Bulls season.
Right. Well,
which is true. I mean, it does play a factor. But I don't know, man. Time's up.
It's just frustrating.
Yeah.
How many more seasons of 7th round picks can you be happy about? Last year was the 3rd year in a row.
3rd year in a row, they got the 7th pick in the first round. Yeah, and it's just
they're right on schedule for another 7th round pick if they keep performing the same way they are. So
they'll be right in the lottery. They're sitting right now 19-35 and 10th in the West.
Wow,
half a game out of 9th. They're playing the Wizards tonight. It's Tuesday, the 11th. Wizards are half a game up. So if they win tonight, they'll jump into 9th. But that still leaves them about 3.5 games out of the AC behind Orlando. So it's doable. I mean, they got 28, 29 games left. So it's doable to make an 8 seed, which would be kind of nice to finally see them back in the playoffs, even though they'll get swept by the Bucks.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee.
Easily.
They're 46-7 so far. But just to be able to watch a playoff game with the Bulls would be nice.
It would be nice, and I would love to see the Bulls at full strength.
Right.
Every single person on their team healthy. That would be. I mean, it's been so long since we've seen that. And I think you brought up a stat the other day about Otto Porter, about how many games he's played since he became a Bull versus how many he's missed. It was like 24 games.
He's played a total,
something like that.
A total of 24 games since he's been here, and he's only not just this season. We're talking about since he's been here, this will be his second.
Well, he was traded last year to the Bulls for Portis and Jabari.
And he's making $24 million this year. He's only played maybe a handful of games this year. So, yeah, it's very frustrating to watch this team. There's been a lot of games I feel like, they're in this game. Good first half, competitive with all teams. I mean, they have their blowouts every once in a while, but, they stay competitive. And then it's like they come out in the second half and...
Third quarter hits. If anybody's watched every Bulls game this year, they know that the third quarter is the worst quarter for the Chicago Bulls. I'm talking horrendous. They will come out so flat, and a lot of that falls on the players, but also on the coaching.
It has to fall on the coaching.
We've talked about Jim Boylan a little bit already. I don't want to say he's a likable guy, but he's someone if they were playing well, you could root for him as a coach.
Right.
Because he has a different mentality than a lot of the coaches that I've seen. But at the same time, it's almost like a high school coach mentality.
Yeah.
I think the Bulls needed to be whipped in shape a little bit after the
Hoiberg, yep.
Thanks.
What was his first name?
Fred
Hoiberg, yep, that's right.
Yeah, and after he got out of there, I didn't ever anticipate Boylan being a long-term thing And when they gave him that contract after not even doing a coaching search, it was like,
yeah, not even looking.
So then we're falling back to the front office. But I mean, with Boylan, it's like if you ever listen to his post game interviews, he is a record, like repeating the same bullshit over and over and over. And it's just like at some point, this guy has to take responsibility for what's going on, and he never does.
No,
he has never once said, "I take responsibility for this loss."
Right, I need to do better. This one's on me.
If he has, please tell me because
show it to us. Honestly,
I've never heard it.
Yeah, I mean, when you go back, Fred was a player's coach. He wanted to make sure all the players were happy. He wanted to make sure none of if players got mad at Fred, like Fred would bow down to the players. Like the players knew they could take over him if they wanted to, and that's what ended up happening. But I think Boylan was definitely a better assistant coach than he is
Absolutely.
head coach. I think he could still be an assistant coach in the league. He was under Greg Popovich for a long time, and anybody that comes from that tree is kind of destined to be somewhat good. But just it could be wrong situation. It could be wrong management. It could be a bunch of different things. But it's definitely not working.
Right.
He's had enough time where enough's enough.
I mean, they've pretty much proven that they're not going to win with him at the helm. I mean, like we said, it sucks because they're not a fully healthy team, but at the same time, I just don't anticipate them being another 10 wins better at this point.
Right, and has he really shown anything to be like, you know what, when this team is healthy, watch out because he's going to turn these guys right around. You know what I mean?
Right.
He hasn't.
So
So
we anticipate a lot of changes in the summer or once the season's over. I guess if there is a head coaching position change, who do you think they would look at? Because my personal opinion is the Bulls are going to go rogue and go with like a Becky Hammond or something like that, and I think she's a terrific coach.
That would be sweet.
I don't know if she's a follow-up to Pop, but I know they got Tim Duncan over there as well.
Mm-hmm. They got a bunch of guys growing over there.
So, but of course Boylan's a Pop man too. So.
Right, exactly. You never really know, like you said, and you never really know in general when it comes to coaches or players. So it could really go anywhere. But before we move on, like I said, I think we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, and then we're going to see what the Bulls should do in this offseason and maybe turn this thing around. All right, we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to CC TitleTown. We're here discussing the dreaded Chicago Bulls. Seeing as Scott and I are huge Chicago Bulls fans, it's, as you probably heard, it's been tough to watch the past few years, and it just hasn't gotten any better. But we kind of want to dive into what we think, since we're super smart, we should be the GM and all that. What the Bulls should do, towards the second half of the season, going into the off season, kind of what their plan should be. And I'm gonna let Scott start on whatever you think.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
Oh man, where do I begin? What do we do in the second half of the season? Well, there's got to be some sort of priority on playing some of the younger guys.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Before we get to this, so everybody else knows, I might have mentioned a little bit earlier. So we're like 4.5 games out of the playoffs. Looking at the strength of schedule, Orlando is 4.5 games ahead of us. Their strength of schedule is 15th, so middle of the pack, not too bad, but right there. The Bulls are 26, so they have an easy schedule going forward with 29 games left. So before you dive into this, maybe throw in, okay, are they going to push for the playoffs? Blah, blah, blah. Incorporate that in what you think, seeing there's only 4.5 games out of the 8th seed. So, you may begin.
Wow. Thank you. You just put so much more pressure on me.
That's okay.
So which way are the Bulls going to go?
Yeah.
My personal opinion, at this point the Bulls don't...
Yeah, I know. It's like you want to see them
I
in the playoffs.
want the Bulls to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Trust me, I do. But at this rate, the Bulls...
Take a deep breath. It's okay.
Yeah. You screwed me up here. Because... As a Bulls fan, you generally want to see them make the playoffs. But there's also us Bulls fans who are like, let's just tank the year. Let's get another good draft pick. restart for next year because what do they have? 19 wins.
19. They're pushing for the 20th tonight.
19 wins.
Down.
Pushing for 20 tonight. Losing to the Wizards right now on their way to their 36th loss of the year. Do you really want to make the playoffs having about 22, 23 wins? Not me. Or whatever the hell they're going to have by this time. Now, they are expected to get some players back soon.
Otto's
after
coming
the All-Star
back,
break.
hopefully.
Otto, Wendell Carter Jr. I don't know what's up with Chris Dunn, but I think he was on that list.
Yeah, he was taking a couple weeks because MCL sprain or something like that.
Sure.
Knee sprain.
Gafford's back. So they may make some sort of playoff push towards the end of the year here, but do we really want it? Or do we want to tank and get a nice player or two? Not a player or two, but get a nice player out of it.
Well, yeah, I mean that's sort of where I was leaning. Like you said, yeah, do we want to see him make the playoffs? Yes, we do. Do we want to see him swept by the Bucks? That's gonna happen, it's guaranteed. But it's you know what? Go push for the playoffs. Try and make the playoffs. Like you said, if you get Otto Porter back, he's a good player for the team, and he makes things easier for everybody else. Is he a game changer? Sorry, go ahead.
But we don't know how he's gonna.
Right.
Play.
It's to be determined. But if I were the Bulls, I'm pushing for the playoffs, get into the 8th seed. Now, I didn't even look. It's probably not even possible to make it to the 7th seed.
Yeah, in the
six
conference, yes, it is.
6.5, 6 games back. But, yeah, push for the playoffs. See if you can sneak in there with a semi-healthy roster going into the final month or two. And honestly, I would look to trade your first-round pick, maybe trying to get a guy through trade, sign and trade deal. I don't know who. We don't know. I don't think we have a lot of cap space. Otto Porter is getting paid some serious guap this year and next year. We got Levine on a good deal. Probably should have moved Thaddeus Young this offseason, but go for the playoffs. You got to. I think. You're not fighting for the number 1 pick. You're fighting for top 8, top 7.
Yeah. I guess what I'm terrified about is that the Bulls make the playoffs. They're not going to make any drastic changes because they're going to be satisfied with the way they are now.
With the front office?
All around.
Yeah.
They're
going to be like, you know what? If we had this roster all year, we would have been fine. We would have been the 6th seed, blah, blah, blah. And now they're going to be like, let's keep everybody and not make any changes. I get what you're saying, and it makes sense, and it's scary, honestly.
Terrifying. Because any sort of improvement with this team is going to lead to praise for those
people that don't deserve it.
Yeah, Garpax.
Garpax. It has to be a guaranteed out. They need to be gone.
They won't.
Honestly,
one of them will go. And
I could see. Yeah,
he's already been faded out of the entire. You don't see him.
Yeah,
ever.
no.
You barely ever see either of those guys because they're too big of a wimp to come out and talk to the general public.
Yeah, because they can't handle the truth.
I say, as a natural Bulls fan, I want them to make the playoffs, but I also am more of in the at this point, let's play our younger guys. Let's let them develop. Kobe White's not getting the minutes, and you drafted that guy number 7 overall. You have to see what he has in him as a starter. Throw him on the floor, let him start, even if it's just for a few games, just to see how he does. And they're not doing that.
And just because he starts doesn't mean he has to get 39 or 38 minutes.
Right, just put him out there with the starters.
Start him with the starters,
and
let him get his 20, 25 minutes and see what happens. That's another thing we talked about, Gafford.
Oh, God, don't get me started.
The way, and it comes back to coaching like we talked about, but you have these players that have proven themselves, and then you have these players that got overpaid and haven't done anything. But Gafford sat last 2 games with no minutes, coach's decision, and you got guys in there like Felicio who just are mind-boggling how he's even in the NBA.
Felicio.
And you have, like you said, we have Gafford, 2nd-round pick, sure, but he's a guy that's going to bring it every night. We talked about this before. He's like a young, Taj Gibson type guy.
Yeah, who's so energetic.
Yeah.
You can tell he loves to be on the court. He's running back and forth every time.
Diving on the floor, boxing out, whatever he's got to do.
Felicia's tipping in games to other
the
teams.
other team.
No disrespect to Felicio. I'm sure he's a great dude. He seems to have his teammates' respect, but
3 years, $33 million.
the guy averaged 4 points and 4 rebounds a game a few years ago, and the Bulls gave him $8 million a year or something like that. And it's just
I couldn't believe that.
And it was a weird time in free agency then, but Jesus Christ! And why do you just maintain it? Like
right, it's like they just keep shooting themselves in the foot. And like you said, it comes back to coaching. The coaches makes the decision on who to play, when to play them, when to pull them. And when you got two guys, that deserve to be at least in the rotation, sure. If you don't want to start them, fine. Gafford probably doesn't deserve to start with a healthy roster, but he deserves minutes. And Kobe White, regardless, he deserves more minutes than he's
when
getting.
You have all the injuries you've had.
Right.
The Bulls, every single game they've got 10 guys on the injury list.
Right. Banged up, game time
They've got
decision.
all these guys out, and they can't find starting minutes for their number 7 overall picked Kobe White. And I know Kobe White is a chucker, but he's young. He's 19 years old.
19.
Let the man play.
Just let him work his way in. I mean, he's not killing your game plan that much. I mean, chucker.
Just try it. At this point, just try it. Maybe they're waiting until they're officially out of the playoff race, or they want to wait till they have a healthy roster and see what things happen. But then you're just pushing those guys even further back from getting more minutes.
And they're not going to get any better if they don't play.
Development.
Yeah, they're not going to get any better if they don't play. And there's no reason on this Bulls team that they shouldn't be playing in the games. There's no reason. They're good enough. Forget the draft spot for Gafford. He deserves to be in the games. He's out hustling everybody else on the Bulls team.
He's electrifying. He can bring it. He's the kind of guy who can bring your team from 0 to 100
in a second,
real quick.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Chris is on the whole. Let's fight for the playoffs. Hey, playoffs are great. I just hate to see us get swept by Milwaukee. I'm on the whole. Let's just say F it and just go.
Yeah, I mean,
let the young guys develop, and you never know what happens. We can still make the playoffs with the young guys developing. Right. It's less likely, obviously, but I think it could go either way. I don't know.
Yeah, and the good thing is, before we're gonna take another quick break, God bless you. Before we take a quick break, we have a good core that we're building around with the roster. So it's not like, okay, wipe it clean this offseason, start from scratch. If they just removed a couple people, like I keep putting my hand out here like it's,
it's going to make a difference if you're here.
Yeah. Remove a couple people, like we said, guard packs, remove them, start from scratch up there. But the roster itself doesn't need a lot of adjusting. They need a little bit of player developmental.
Yeah, you said it right.
A couple players just need to get a little bit better. And when we come back, I want to find out one more thing before we end the day. Do you think Zach LaVine can be the go-to guy for this Bulls team? And we'll discuss it when we come back. Be back in a second. Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back here at CC TitleTown headquarters. Don't look at me like that. We're here today covering the Chicago Bulls and their struggles lately. We're going to dive into our last topic. It's kind of a tough one. Did you get your refill?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, good. It's kind of a tough one. Can Zach LaVine be the guy in Chicago to lead them to a championship? Scott, can he?
Oh, God.
I'm going to take that.
I love you.
I would take that as a no.
I love Zach LaVine. One of my favorite players.
God, you said that about freaking Jimmy Butler.
I love Jimmy Butler. One of my favorite players. No, Zach LaVine is so much fun to watch.
He is. He's yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
He can't. No, yeah. Shut the hell up.
I'm sorry. Let's get ahead of myself.
Zach LaVine he's a franchise guy. I think.
I didn't see that coming.
Well, listen. Hear me out.
Okay.
Because being a franchise guy doesn't mean like
you're the guy.
You're the guy. Like you can do it all by yourself.
Right.
Like no, Zach LaVine needs help.
Mm-hmm.
But he can be.
But Felicio's not that help. No, not quite. It's okay.
I think Zach LaVine is the kind of player that needs. Why do we keep doing that? Zach LaVine is the kind of. Let me do this. He's the kind of player that needs guys around him to shine. And I'm not saying he's not. He stands. Did you change clothes?
Whoa. Where am I? Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
No. Zach LaVine needs good players around him. He's not going to be the guy. He's not going to be a Giannis or a LeBron or whomever. But if he has a good team around him who's going to utilize his strengths, then I think he's going to shine, and he can be that guy that can get you over the hump.
But he has to have the perfect team around him, right?
Well, sure, which is hard to put together.
Which is almost impossible.
Yeah, I get that, but I don't know. He's averaging 25 points per game. He's got nobody. I can't even think of who the second highest scoring player on the Bulls is right now. It's probably
Lowry.
Lowry at 15,
Probably.
maybe 15.
Would you? Yeah, I don't know. So, like I said, I think that they have a good, solid roster right now. If Zach LaVine could just understand, like, the Bulls are never going to they're never going to be able to get Kevin Durant, a Greek Freak. They're never going to be able to get those guys unless it's some magically performed through a trade, I don't think. But if Zach LaVine could be a Kyrie to a Kevin Durant like they're going to be in Brooklyn, a Chris Middleton to the Greek Freak, if he could accept that role and still get his 22, 23 a game, like LeBron's averaging probably close to 25 to AD's like almost 30, but like just because you're not the best player on the team doesn't mean you're not valuable.
Right.
He could still be the most valuable to the team and not be the number one option.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if Zach LaVine is your best player on the team, they will not win a championship in Chicago. End of story.
Just build the right team around him. Garpax. Come on.
Yeah, I think they can be good. I think they can advance in the playoffs with this team, and after they develop and everything, and they're healthy. But I don't know if they could take down the Bucks, the Torontos, and the Celtics.
Yeah,
or,
and I think we discussed all the injuries and everything already previously.
Right, we haven't seen the team in full strength for 20 games.
One thing I compare the situation to is maybe the Raptors, who lost Kawhi to the Clippers, but just went off on a 15-game win streak.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they have Kyle Lowry, they have Siakam, right?
Yeah, Ibaka, Fred VanVleet. They got some
but
they got
not
good players, but they don't have a bunch of stars.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have a LeBron and a Anthony Davis.
But they also have an organization that is well, rounded from top to bottom too, that understands the right way to do things. And, they put themselves in this position.
Yeah.
They won a championship, and they're going to be fighting for they'll compete for the East.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be able to compete for the championship again, but, I mean, to lose Kawhi and be basically right back in it, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
well,
we'll agree to disagree on that.
That's fine.
Yeah, it is.
We can agree.
It's got to be fine.
So I believe pretty much that Zach LaVine can he's not the guy to be. He's not a LeBron, but if he has the right team around him, he can be the lead guy on a team that can actually make the Bulls relevant again.
Yeah, which we agree on.
Yeah,
you just think that he can be the guy to win a championship, and I don't think he can. Right? Okay, drink to that. And there you have it. So that's what we think and how we think about the Chicago Bulls organization and how terribly they're being ran right now. And Scott, do you have any last remarks?
Nope.
Okay, you heard it.
I hate you.
Okay, we'll be done with that.
So we got a little something new for you guys.
We do. We have something very new.
It's very exciting because you're going to see this every single. God damn it! Every single episode, you guys are going to see this. It's called Dubs 5 words or less.
Yes. For those of you who don't know who Dub is, that doesn't really matter. You will eventually find out who Dub is. but a lot of people who do watch this know who Dub is. He's going to be a fan favorite, that's for sure. And yeah, it's going to be called Dub's 5 Words or Less. So what we're going to do is each episode we're going to give him a topic probably that's close to what we talked about that day, and we're going to have him describe that topic in 5 words or less.
Short segment, straight to the point. One of the coolest dudes I know.
Oh, easily. No doubt about it. I really think you guys are going to like it, so check it out. Alright, Dub segment of 5 words or less. Dub, what do you think about the Chicago Bulls organization?
Underachievers. They should be better.
Alright, everybody, that's a wrap for the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed our Chicago Bulls episode, whether you're a fan of them or not, whether you're an NBA fan or not. Just know that the Bulls, they hit deep, they hit home for us. So it's definitely been a struggle watching them lately. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Scott's going to send you guys off. Let them know where to follow us, where to subscribe, and all that good stuff.
Oh, great. So, follow CC TitleTown on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Subscribe to us on YouTube.
Subscribe to us on YouTube.
For those audio listeners,
as
Apple, same thing.
iTunes, Apple Music,
Google Play, Spotify.
First time I reeled those off. So.
Yeah, this was his first test.
God, I'm so nervous.
But he did good. So yeah, you just follow us, subscribe to us, all that good stuff on all social media platforms, all the important ones at least. So we'll have another episode coming out shortly too after this. So tune in. We're waiting for Cam to come back because he's gonna have one hell of a punishment when he comes back.
Yeah,
so you're definitely gonna want to tune into that one. All right, guys, take it easy. We'll see you next time. Do the thing. See you guys.
You told me not to do that. Bye.
And we don't have to run it. I mean, that was probably 6 minutes? 6, 7.
I would think I was like 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So, we got that on contract this year. Dude, see, they're so stupid. You got Chris Dunn coming off the books. You got Denzel coming off the books, and you have Shaq. What about Felicio? I thought he was off the books. Fuck Felicio.
You still got another year?
No way.
And then we'll dive in. I'll kind of just start I'll just ask you a simple question this season, the Bulls sitting at 19 and fucking whatever they are. What's the main issue? And he boom, Jerry Ryan's up on his cock.
I think we should.
I just got one show. Don't pick the other one. It's just bad. Even though we haven't started yet, just check out this. It's my boy. Hang this up in the room.
This photo is one of the best Ebolas of all time. Like, no doubt about it.
Oh, best point guard.
Fucking Keith Bogans is a legend. He's one of the best Bulls ever.
Stop. Oh, really? It's just about that boy.
Fucking Keith Bogans is what we used to call him. Did it go?
I honestly don't know.
Okay. Is it red?
It was red before.
Was it? Boom.
Are you sure?
Dude, no.
Yeah. One of them.
We're just procrastinating.
Hey, welcome back. Oh, welcome. Welcome to the episode.
Thank
yeah.
you.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, fuck. That would have been awesome.
Really?
No.
Okay. First. Are you ready? I'm going to start. Okay, get the book out. I can't. Hey. Hey. Big trust. Whoop, whoop.
That's something in my mouth.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. Could you start? Yep.
Oh, you gotta head up. You can't be looking down.
I was looking at the list.
Okay, here you go. And we're back. Welcome back. It's CC TitleTown Big Trust. Whoop, whoop.
Stop doing that.
welcome, Big Trust.
No,
CC
not that. Just
oh.
leave that thing out. I don't know what that is. Just leave it out. No, I said
CC TitleTown, we're back.
Don't
Whoa,
say.
whoa.
That's fine.
No Big Trust.
No, I don't know what that means.
Big Trust. You Big Trust.
Bank trust?
Big Trust.
I need ice.
Big Trust. Whoa, whoa.
Boom, boom, boom.
Whoa, whoa.
Okay, stop.
Whoa, whoa, Big Trust. Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're back here at CC TitleTown, pouring up the Jack Dans. Here for the end of the episode, we're getting a little quick refill before we end up the topic. But what we wanted to cover real quick was, whoa, it's a little heavy. Can Zach LaVine be the guy for Chicago Bulls? Can he be your best player on a championship roster?
Why don't you tell me?
He's shocked. He is shocked. That was good.
I'm shocked.
Is he
Why are you
just-
stopping?
All right. I hate when I say that.
All right.
What's up, everybody? No, I jumped to the table
You
too
killed
far.
it. We're great. It's all Bulls.
It's all Bulls.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do this. What are we talking about?
What we think the Bulls need to do to kind of this offseason and or to turn things around.
Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. We're back. Okay, sorry. Ready? Set. I didn't want to start with that. Ready? Set.
That was bad.
Are you ready?
I already said go.
All right. Welcome back.
Oh, wait. Try again. I wasn't looking.